Hello, everybody. This is Alyssa from Ink Arts and Crafts, and today we are going to go ahead and take a look at the kits that I have in my hoard from the artist Liubka. So if you're not familiar, Liubka has some of like the cutest cats ever. She's a watercolor artist, I think from Europe, somewhere in, I want to say Eastern Europe, I think is where she's based. But she has some of the cutest little watercolor cats ever. I even have her Halloween coloring book. Let me grab that actually. So this right here is the coloring book, Halloween Cats, by the artist Liubka. And you can see how cute and ridiculous are these little fluffy cats. They are the epitome of cuteness. And they look even better when you see them in like on her socials, because they are the cutest little watercolor fuzzy whooshed. They're definitely a wet and wet painted technique in case you're an artist. Basically, you wet the watercolor paper and then you put the paint down onto the wet paper, and that's what gives it like that really like fuzzy, hazy, adorable look right there. So there have been 5 Liubkas that have been released so far. I was able to snag all of them on initial release except for Kitchen Cats. That one I had to get on the restock, but I do have them all. So I did pull them out. In case you wonder, 3 of them were right there in my tower. These trays right here that are open. I was like, rather than pulling these boxes out, why don't I just, open this, slide it out for the canvas rather than, struggling with the whole taking the boxes off of the shelf kind of a thing. So it worked. I'm like, hey, this is the new way to do it. I'll just leave them all there and open the boxes when I need to show something. So we're going to go over the cats that I have. One of them was available on Amazon, and then the other 4 were through their website. So we're going to start with the smallest one first and go from there. So first up, this tiny baby of a canvas is Cat Hugs. It's one of their, and like I said, these are all from the artist Liubka. This is one of Diamond Art Club's Amazon storefront releases. So this is a ridiculously cute kit. You can see, look at how skinny and little and baby-esque the drill pack is. So this is Cat Hugs. It is a 22.8 by 22.8 centimeter canvas. Look at how little that is. Look, so cute. This is like a perfect, for me, this is a perfect one-day snack. I would finish this in one sitting one day. I may take a break while I'm working on it, but this would be like a one-sitting canvas for me. Other people, this may take them a couple weeks or like a week, a couple days, doesn't matter. However long it takes you, it takes you. So this one has 34 colors, and in those 34 colors of cuteness, we have 2 ABs and 3 fairy dust. It also has 2 of the 6000 series, which are kind of the added grays and purples. I think they're both on kind of like that. One is a brown, it's like grays, purples, and browns. There's 1 brown, 1 purpley tone, and one brown and 1 purple tone. But that is, look how cute it is. It is so cute. It's a precious baby. They're such the cutest little kitties ever. So that is the first one, Cat Hugs. Like I said, it is a 22.8 by 22.8. It is round drills, in case you were wondering about that. So that's the first one. The second one, it's hilarious because I have I store all of my tiny canvases like this. I take them out of those boxes and I actually store them in tubs, like white totes, which you normally see piled up right there. My Diamond Art Club tote is the one that is that one that's just slightly visible. So I had to take the other 2 totes off of it to get to the Diamond Art Club tote to get this canvas out. And then I was looking for Kitchen Cats, and I'm like, I'm sure it's unboxed because it's a small canvas. So it's in one of these like loose bags, but I couldn't find it because it wasn't in the Diamond Art Club tote. It was in my Jada Gem Shop tote. I don't know, well, I have 2 Jada Gem Shop totes, but I was like, why is it not in the proper tote? So it will be going back in its proper tote once I finish with this video. I also did not label it, so I normally write on the bag the name of the canvas, which let me do that before I forget. So I always write the name of the canvas, because otherwise, this is Kitchen Cats. So I always mark in Sharpie the name of the canvas, that way I know. Otherwise, you got 25, canvases in the same bag, how do you know what's what? So this is the next one, size-wise. The drills decided to stay in. So we're going to take them out because I have to put them back anyways. All right. We're going to put that down right here. This is Kitchen Cats, and this one is, you can see it's a lot of yellow tones that we see in here for Kitchen Cats, yellows and earthy tones. This one is a little bit bigger than the previous. It is a 42.6 by 42.6. Another round drill canvas. This is an absolute cutie as well. I think they all are so cute. What I haven't decided yet, so I'm not a big yellow person, which is why I didn't get this on initial release, but I saw somebody in the Diamond Art Club VIP group, I saw somebody do this, but they converted all of these yellows into like blues and teals, and I'm like, that's actually a really good idea. I think I may actually end up doing that as far as, you know, like converting the yellows into blues and doing that color swap, because I think I would like that better than the yellow. I may also decide to just leave it as yellows. You never know. So like I said, 42.6 by 42.6. This is round drills, and it has 2 ABs and 2 fairy dust as well. I should probably show you guys where the specials go. I know I'm doing this a little bit differently than I normally would. I normally show the canvas laid out, but you know, we're going here. So when we look at this, we have our ABs. I completely forgot to do that on the little tiny baby, but oh well. So these dark, all of these dark, like yellowy orange stripes, like the pattern on the, this pattern that you're seeing here on the wallpaper. There you go. That's the word I was looking for. And then some of it into like this area here and some right there, or some on the side of the bowl. Those are all that yellow AB. And then the white in here, which the white is going to be the accents, a couple of like white drills that we see in the mouth of that cat, in the vase, whatever you want to call it there. And then in the whites of their eyes. Those are the 5200, AB 5200. And then the dust drills are going to be one of the gray tones and one of the brownish gray tones. So those actually, you'll see like part of the fuzz around this cat. So we've got, yeah, this like one that shows up almost as white, that fuzz right through there is one of the dust drills. And then the other dust drill is actually the one that's right next to it. So we'll see that symbol right there that's right next to it. That's another of the dust drills. And it's primarily the fuzz around the cats, I would say, is the majority of it. A little bit in like the highlights on our plant, like that section there on all of these tips of the leaves of the plant. Those are all that dust drill. And then we also have both dust drills actually. And then we have a little bit of one of the dust drills kind of accenting those bright white spots on our little fishy for dinner. So that is going to be our kitchen cats from the artist Liubka, which is basically, it's Better Call Liubka is what is listed right on here. But if you could just search Liubka on Instagram, you typically will find her pretty straightforward and easy to find her. Cutest little kitty cat canvases ever. So that's the second one in my, in the mood of, you know, throwing everything around. So, good thing I don't have drills out because there would have been drills all over the floor. So that's the second canvas, which like I said, is kitchen cats. Now we're gonna pick up the tray that I just threw on the floor and pop it back on my desk. And now the other three, I don't know what, yeah, we'll go with, it's kind of like they all look roughly the same size. So I don't know which size they are. We're gonna pull them up and see, and then we'll go over to the iPad. Okay, this is the first Liubka that I purchased. This is another round. It's called Laundry Black Cat. So you can see the drill pack is a little bit bigger because this is a little bit more of a standard sized canvas. Still small. It's only a 55.6 by 55.6 round drill canvas. This was released on Black Friday of 2024. Or actually, no, I think this one was a Cyber Monday release. I don't remember. I think it was Cyber Monday. One of the two. I think this was one of the non-Yumeis that I did purchase during that Black Friday, Cyber Monday weekend. So look at how cute it is. That's Laundry Black Cats. They are the cutest thing ever. I love the blues of the room, which is why I'm really leaning towards doing those blues for kitchen cats, because then it would match Laundry Black Cats. So this one, like I said, round drills. It has 1 AB and 3 fairy dust drills. The AB is going to be basically the white that we have accenting. You know, it's not all of the white of the washer and dryer. It's going to be on the washer, or on the dryer, it's going to be like the buttons. So we'll see it on those buttons. And then we'll also see it over here on the ring around the opening of the washer. And then all of the white that you see up top for the, you know, the bottles that you see up top, the stack of towels, these bottles over here, all of those white areas that you see, those are all that AB 5200. And then we have a dust Z413 fairy dust. That's going to be a lot of the body of this cat. You'll see it in the tail feathers. I call them tail feathers, even though they're cats. But you'll see it in those tail feathers right in there. This color kind of swooshing around here. It also makes up some of the center portion of this kitty cat right here. And we see some of it as some of the stripes in our top two cats. And then our next one is a Z741, which is going to be one of the oranges. So that actually, we're gonna see that as we look. I really should be doing this so you guys can get the top down look, but we're going with it like this because I already started. So as we look here, you're gonna see it kind of outlining outlining the bottles. The outlines of this bottle here are a little light. A little bit of it in here, in the center portion. There's a little bit of it in those spots. Also a little bit of it right in here. This portion, this yellow plant right there. And then on the lower portion of this canvas, it's going to be the orange outlining all around the washer door and the dryer door as well. So you'll see it all around that dryer door. And then accenting on the buttons there. Whereas our last one is a Z742. That's going to be a lot. Oh yes, we also have the lines of the rug. Some of the lines of the rug are going to, like the shadowy portion like this. Some of those lines and shadows are actually the first dust, the 741, is kind of like right through there. Kind of that mid-tone that we're seeing in there. And then our last one is going to be, the other fairy dust is going to be this, not the brightest one, but the second brightest color that you see right through there. You'll see it right in there around kind of all of these little zigzags. You've got some of those two colors. And then it's also up into the top portion, up into like the centers of those. So that's where you're going to see the specials on our laundry black cats. We're going to take care of this one, and we have two more, which are actually both Christmas kits. So I haven't fully decided if I'm going to work on any Christmas kits this year. If I do, I'm going to be working on the Liubkas. I know actually I am going to be working on, I have one set of, a set of mini canvases from Enablers Outpost that I started last year for Christmas. So I do want to finish those this year for Christmas. And then I'll have to decide if I'm going to work on an actual Christmas canvas per se. I was kind of like, do I want to, or do I want to just work on kits that I want to work on? Because most of my Christmas canvases are not that old. So it was kind of like one of those things where they're not very old. So if I work on them, I can, but it's not like an absolute must as far as the Christmas canvases are concerned because they're newer. Next up, let's see, which one do I want to work on? This one is lighter, so I think we're going to do this one next. I think this is the other round, and then the last one is the square. So these are the two Christmas themed ones. Okay, that's actually, yep, that is the round, okay. So this one is the round one. This is called Winter Cat, and you can see here are our drills on this one. Boop. A good pack of round drills. It is a wonderful size. It is a 55.6 by 66 centimeter round drill canvas. Look at how precious this is. It's so cute. So cute. I love the little white cat. This one has, let's see, yeah, so a really nice, adorably concise size. This one has a lot of specials. It has 2 ABs, 1 crystal, and 3 fairy dust drills, which obviously you can think the crystals are going to be in the lights. Diamond Art Club is good about doing that. So our ABs, we're going to have, our first AB is AB 972, which that one is actually the center of these yellow lights. So we see it in that one here, 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 here. Also on these ones, like the lower centers of those yellow lights. We also have AB 3756, which is going to be a light blue AB. And that one is the snow that's falling. And that's the majority of these little specks of snow falling in the window. The majority of that is going to be that AB. Also the stars up on the wallpaper, or like the design on the wallpaper. These are that AB, all of these little star type shapes on the wallpaper that we see kind of throughout. Some of them are a different shade that's not an AB, but the other ones are. So I'll probably turn those ones into ABs as well. And then we have L608, which is a red. That's the crystal. And that is going to be the center of these red lights that we're seeing on here. So when you look at it and you see these red lights, those centers are going to be the centers there. That's all going to be this crystal. Same thing, the center here, centers, center, center. And then even as we come down lower, the centers of all of the red ones, that darkest spot on all those red lights, that is the crystal, that very dark splash we're seeing in there. And then we have our 3 dust. We have a Z741, which is going to be, that one is the spade shape. Where are the spades at? Oh, that's more of an orange. I was looking at the yellows and I needed the oranges. So that's going to be some, like, there's not a lot of that one in here. It's mostly, we see it a little bit. I think there's like one light bulb that has some of it in, and that's this one right here in like the perimeter. But then we also see it, the orange that we see for that, the curtain rod. The orange of the curtain rod is that dust drill. And then we have a lot of that dust in the curtains itself. So you'll see it kind of scattered throughout the curtains. There's a lot of that shade kind of intermingled in these curtains all the way down. That's going to be that dust drill. And then we have our Z743, which is another yellowy orange. That one is going to be not the centers of these lights, but the second tone of the light. So it's kind of like that middle shade of the light around the center on those. And then it's the center of these yellow ones up higher. So the center here, same thing on these ones, the centers up in the top ones. And then again, when we get down into these lower lights, it's the perimeter of those lights. It also makes up the yellows that we're seeing of the lights across the street from the other houses that the cat is looking at. There's some, or well, the cat's looking at you, but the yellows of the building across the street. And then our last one is a Z775, which is going to be a nice light blue tone. And that light blue, I want to say it's probably going to end up being in the window somewhere for that one. Let's see, what's the symbol? Slash, slash, backslash, backslash, whatever you want to call it. Where is that one? Sometimes I'm like notorious. Oh, okay. The only spot I'm seeing that dust drill is actually in the eyes. The blue eyes of our little kitty cat, those blue eyes are that dust drill. So that's where we're seeing those specials. This right here is not going to be a special drill. That is just going to be a straight 3865 for here and for the cat. I'll probably turn the cat into all like specials like dust for the kitty cat. And instead of just doing a large area of color blocking of just a plain white drill, I'm probably going to do a dust drill on that one. But that is our winter cat, which I love. It is super cute. Another Liubka canvas. And now we're going to go over the last one, which is actually our square canvas. The one square out of this bunch. I do like the fact that her art has released in primarily in rounds. That makes my round loving heart very happy. Because you guys know I love my rounds. Given a choice between a square and a round, 99.9% of the time, I will choose a round. It's like, I know it doesn't mean that it means that you're not going to get necessarily the same level of detail as you would with a square of the equivalent size, but I am 100% fine with that. Look at how easy it is to take care of this canvas. I don't even have to fight with a box. That's wonderful. All right. Now our last one is my square canvas, which I put over here. Get it, like putting things in the wrong spot. All right, so this one is a little bit bigger. The drills are coming out the butt end of the canvas. So our drill pack is also larger. So this is Christmas Tree Angel. You can see here's the drill pack. There's a lot of 5200 on this canvas, and it is square drills. So if you're intimidated by white color blocking, not necessarily the right canvas for you. If you love color blocking like me, then it's totally a different story. All right, so we're gonna kind of roll it like this. There is a lot of white in this canvas because it's, you know, a wintry scene. So in case you're wondering, yes, that entire top half of the canvas is white color blocking for that background. So the entire walls, all of that right there is 5200 color blocking. All of that, all the way around. You also see some of that color blocking in the very, very bottom. That brightest white we're seeing right down through there, that's also that 5200. So this one is called Christmas Tree Angel. It is square drills, and it is a 55.8 by 78.7. And this one has 35 colors, which is kind of fun. I like the ones that have that smaller color count. It has 1 AB, 1 crystal, 2 special drills, and then 2 fairy dust drills. So what's kind of cool is it has, you know, the regular 5200, but then it also has an AB 5200 as well. So that AB 5200 is going to be, gotta find the AB 5200, but there is an AB 5200 in here. Okay, so the AB 5200 is the white specks that we're seeing in the presents down here and over here and over here and right in there. Those little white specks in those gift boxes, those are that white AB. Next up, we have our crystal L150. So if you're not familiar with, like Diamond Art Club calls their L drills, those are crystals for Diamond Art Club. What you would think of as a crystal from anywhere else, that's how they label it, is the L. So this one is going to be, I was going to say, I'm most likely sure that it's going to be in the Christmas tree. Yeah, so the star that you see, that red star, those red stars, red star, red star, red star, red star. Any of these red stars that you see decorating the Christmas tree, those red stars are all that crystal. Also, I just noticed all of the white stars are going to be that white AB, so the 5200 AB for all of the white stars. So the white and red stars are going to be blinged up. And then we have 2 type of special drill, which is a Y194 and Y198. And those are going to be all of these big squares you see. So right around in here, they're going to be, because they're shaped like squares, I think they're going to be essentially like a quad cube, essentially what you can think of it as if you're used to blinging things up. I do not see them off the top of my head in here, so that's something I'll have to look for. I want to say that I saw some people, oh, there's one. You can see it right there. So that red square you see, that large red square right there, those are going to be the size of those specials, of the special drills, because they're the different size, and that's going to be kind of like our garland wrapping around our tree. And then our last 2, we have a Z817, which is a dust drill. That one is, let's see, that's a $sign, right? Yes, that's a $sign. So where's our $sign? So much easier when I'm doing it on a flat surface rather than trying to do it while I'm looking at it like this. Okay, so that's going to be some of the balls, the ornaments, the round ornaments, that red of these round ornaments here. There's like 2 shade of red ornament. It's this going to be like this funky, slightly darker, but very subtly different red ornament, like that one, these 2 right there. So just some of the ornaments that are going to have that one, like this one right here on the bottom. That's all going to be that dust. And then our last special is a Z841, which I want to say is probably going to be in part of our cat. It wouldn't surprise me if that's our cat. So it's a brownish gray tone. Yes. So that is actually the whiskers of our cat are going to be that fairy dust. Also, these little spotches in here, spotches in the cheeks. And then as we come up and look at our cat, it's going to be part of this area here. Part of the stripes we see there. Part of like the mid-tone around some of those dark areas. So you'll see it's kind of scattered into one of the mid-tones scattered throughout our stripes on the cat. So that's going to be where that last dust drill is. So anyways, that is our Christmas tree angel, which if you guys have cats, you know that this is pretty standard for, you know, I haven't had a Christmas tree since I got Sushi. With Mochi, it was fine. She didn't touch the Christmas tree. But with Sushi, she's like pure chaos. So she definitely has touched the Christmas tree. Well, I haven't had a real Christmas tree or like an actual Christmas tree. We had a small one like this big at my parents' house in my mom's art studio that last year Sushi knocked over and knocked it into the litter box because Sushi. So to be determined whether I end up with a Christmas tree at any point because of this chaos gremlin right here. I mean, this chaos gremlin is chaosing for sure. Look at this. Look at this pure chaos. Here she is. Do you guys want to see the chaos? This is our chaos right here. Doesn't that face look like it's up to no good? Da baby. Da baby. She's so chill though. Hi, I love you too. Mwah. That, your boat slid out. You're so limp, you about slid out of my arms. But look at that. This is pure chaos right here. I love her little white cheeks and chin. Look at that. Look, her little creamy white face accents. Hi, baby. You purring at me? Are you sassing me with your tail while you purr at me? Hi. I do love you too, little one. So anyways, this is our sushi monster. She's my spicy tuna, in case you wondered. She's spicy tuna because she looks like spicy mayo. But that's our chaos gremlin. 6.5 pounds of pure chaos right here. And why I don't have Christmas trees or decorations on surfaces, because this would knock them over. Anywho, we're gonna go ahead and take care of this canvas, and then we're gonna go take a look over at my iPad, and we're gonna pull up Liubka's site and check out some of the other works that she has. We can look at her Instagram, and we can look at some of the other areas. I'll have to check and see if she has a website, all of that fun stuff. If she does, I'm like, ooh, I haven't even checked lately. Some of my absolute favorite artists, I try to make a point of getting like prints of some of my favorite works, which I have yet to do that on Liubka because, you know, you only have so much money, so you can only buy so many at a time. So here we can see this is Liubka's, her Instagram page. And as I had said, I thought for sure she was, you know, somewhere over towards the Eastern Europe area, and she's actually from Ukraine. So that totally like jives with what I was tracking. So her Instagram is better.call.liubka. And as you can see, she's got her link tree. We'll go over that in a second. And you can see here are some of her adorable images. She's got some cute ones like this that were perfect for like the coloring books. But at the same time, I love all of these ones. Like this right here is an absolute must have. I want this image so bad. And there's been ones like that have been in voting, and I just love them all. They're the cutest little things. And watching her create this art is super fantastic as well. I mean, look at how cute this is. Look at how cute these little guys are. They're so adorable. I love her work. And I love these little cats. They're so much fun. They're so expressive. And, you know, you get some of them that are kind of similar style, but I love the fact that when you get an artist that finds their style and they run with it. And that's what we're seeing here with all of these cute, fuzzy, fluffy cats. They are the most adorable little things ever. I love the ones with the green background. I think those ones are fantastic. When we get this green background, I mean, look at that. So pretty. So let me see if I can do that back down. But they're so cute. And I love it all. And I like this pink one right here. Perfection. Super cute. So that is going to be her Instagram. And you can see there's so many cute little kitties in here and that they run all the way down through. If you click on her link tree, you're going to populate all of these different pages here. And there's a whole variety of things that you can find. You can find some washi tapes. She has that cat coloring book, which is going to be this one right here that I already showed you guys, the Halloween Cats coloring book. And then we've got, you know, her kits from Diamond Art Club. You can also see, you can get like temporary cat tattoos from Etsy. So that's something that you can find on here. So if we go to her actual Etsy page, most of it is, so well actually I already have that open elsewhere, but we'll go back to the link tree. You can see there's all sorts of things. She has another book in French, which I do not speak, so I don't have the book, but it's Un Petit Bout de Chat. Yeah, don't bother with my slaughtered French. More washi tapes, which I think are probably, yeah, so these are, oh, that one apparently doesn't work. So, but yeah, you can rifle through and check them all out. And then there's also Creative Market, which has a calendar for her. So you can get like a 2020, this is like an old one, 2023 watercolor cat calendar. So that's an old one. But then Redbubble, which is going to have some different products that you can see. So you can see there's like a poster. You can get some cats on a shirt. You can get, you know, some a mug. There's some stickers that you can get, more shirts, some different like posters. So there's definitely some different options that she has on right here on her Redbubble site right there. And then when you come over to her Etsy, which is all of this you can get from the link tree, you can see here we have all sorts. She has them listed as digital downloads, which makes sense when she's like overseas. I know I personally would love to be able to, you know, buy the actual print, but it's a lot more work when you buy the print and have it sent to you versus being able to just do like a digital download that you can then print off yourself. I prefer the other way of doing it. But look at how cute some of these are. Oh my word, I love them all. They are precious. They are so precious. So these are all of the Liubka cats. Look, see, there's the kitchen cats, the lemon kitchen cats right there. And there's 3 pages worth of cuteness in here. 3 pages. So there's like the cat on the Christmas tree. All of these different images that she has that are beyond adorable. But anyways, that is Liubka, in case you guys were wondering. So when we come over to Diamond Art Club, you can actually, one of them is only available on Amazon, but you can also look at the other ones. We're going to go with our Liubka collection. And you can see here, these are the 4 that you can buy from Diamond Art Club's website. They're all currently, I think they're all currently out of stock because they are ridiculously cute. And they sell out so fast. Like kitchen cats, I think I happened to be awake at like 1 o'clock in the morning when they did the restock for kitchen cats. And I got that notification while I was, you know, laying there trying to go to sleep, but unable to sleep, and threw it in my cart and checked out. And I was glad I did, because by the time the morning rolled around, it had already sold out. But these are the ones that they have so far: Winter Cat, Laundry Black Cats, Kitchen Cats, Christmas Tree Angel, and then Cat Hugs, which was over on their Amazon storefront for Diamond Art Club. But anywho, I am actually hoping to see more Liubka artwork coming out for, you know, Black Friday, Cyber Monday. It's like, at the same time, I don't want, because this is like a must buy for me. But at the same time, I would love to see more Liubka artwork released, because it is like precious. And as you can see, like, I love the size point for them. They're never like super massive, because they don't need to be massive. And I love the fact that we can get them in, like, so many of them are released in rounds. Of the 5 that there are, 4 of the 5 are in rounds. And that makes me super happy as a rounds lover. But anyways, that is our my artist feature today for the artist Liubka, which I love her work. So cute, so cute. Love it. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and seeing what my Liubka art collection is and what's available from this artist. And I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.